Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LGE for another RTG race, and on a Thursday once again for their season opener here under the lights in Abu Dhabi. And of course, this usually the season finale, but season opener for season 12. And hopefully it will be a good one. We've got more drivers this evening than we did last night. We only had 16, so only one eliminated. We're going to have 4 eliminated in this first quali session. Apologies for the late start. The lobby glitched in the first instant. There is a stream that's just been uploaded, but just ignore that one. This is the actual stream for the race. So, the Abu Dhabi circuit, 16 corners around this circuit. We're going to be doing, I think, 26 laps of racing. No, 28 laps of racing, I think. In this Grand Prix, of course, it's 5.281 kilometres in length. And the fun fact for today, this is the most expensive Grand Prix circuit ever built, and it was first introduced in 2009. Of course, it's been re-profiled since then in 2021, and we've had that in the 22 game and now this one. So this is the second iteration of this new altered circuit. So, full qualifying as usual. We've got this 18-minute session. We're already well into the session. Zaki goes 6th fastest. He's got times on the board. I was a bit late. We were all a bit late, but it seems to have worked out all right, Lee.
Yes. Sorry, I was just sorting out all the stream there and just putting it in the Discord and that there.
I was just saying it, mate, because you complained about my long intro last night, so I'm doing a quick one today. So make your mind up. Which one do you want?
Maybe in between, right? But I've seen a few times on the board now. Looks like Williams 1-2 up to now. So I've got the usual quicker guys still to set times.
So, sorry, Lee, just bear me 1 second. I've rushed in so much, I think I need to use the little boys' room.
So, let's see. If we look, Perrin Bowden coming across the line, see what time he's going to be able to put in. 11th fastest, 125.6. Who's that just crossed the line? Yeah, that was Danny with a 124.2. Only person right now is Craig. He's just coming into the second DRS straight now. Up into this new left-hander where the triple chicane used to be. Still remember that was always such an annoying corner, but if you're on the exit and you don't want the tail end of the car to spin out heavy braking here. As he gets ready to go under the hotel here. Beautiful sight there. So he's coming through the final couple of corners. Let's see what time he's going to be able to put on the board. And it appears he puts in a 123.899, so that puts him in 5th position. Are you back by any chance?
I am, just.
Yeah.
So, obviously, if you haven't yet, we've had 2 races so far this week, the Monday stream and the Wednesday. When I get a bit of time over the weekend, I'm going to organise them into playlists once again with some new thumbnails as well. And I haven't decided on what I'm going for with thumbnails, so anyone who's listening, who's in RTG, I may put out a couple of different variations, and I'd kind of like you guys to pick this season. And we will have, as I said, the Moments of the Week video from this week with a hand from a chap called Jack Swift, who wants to get into doing some video editing, so he's going to give me a hand with doing that. So hopefully they'll be better quality than the couple we had last season. I will keep them up to date. I said my plate was a bit too full last season with the full highlights as well. As Danny Apex in the pits there. I've just gone on to Danny Apex. You can turn his steering wheel in the garage, but he's very strange what's going on there.
Sorry, I was just on board with... Oh, because not sure if it's me or him, but I think he might have some connection issues. Seems to be jumping all over the place, or is that just me? Are you able to check on that?
Yeah, no, he is seemingly jumping all over the place. Doesn't look like any other drivers are doing that though, so it might be him with a bit of a poor connection. Hopefully that will get better for him.
I thought we could use that to teleport to the end of the line.
Yeah.
Get that rapid time in.
If only, and of course we've already had an update for the F123 game, but we've still got the Mercedes Zero side pod design at the moment.
Oh yeah, I never even noticed that.
So Ginge is on a lap, just exited the hairpin at turn 5. Of course, another corner there that was reprofiled a few years ago, and down this back straight where we lose a lane right about now and get on the brakes for turn 6 and 7. And we power out through turn 8 and on towards that left-hander. At least said this the other new corner. It's the sort of it's a banked left-hander. Nowhere near as banked as somewhere like Zandvoort, but still a banked corner. Do you see some side-by-side battles here? And this is the other section which has been altered. The corners have been sort of rounded a little bit more, so they can take some more apex speed. And then we've got the penultimate corner there, which is now flat, but in race, not so flat, especially at the start. It's a bit of a sketchy corner, actually.
Yeah, I would say it's one of them ones that you are on the limit now, but well, at the start of the race that is. What the hell, I don't know if Prof's coming or going there when he's entering the pits. But yeah, what was I saying? I forget.
We've got Arg on a lap in 16th at the moment in that Aston Martin. Don't worry, chaps, there's no helium tonight. That was just a one-off. We've got an Alfa Romeo and a Red Bull going very slowly on the left-hand side, right-hand side of our picture. And the Red Bull gets in the way of the Haas there. Which Haas was that? Well, there's only one Haas this evening, actually. It's Matty Jones. He was on an outlap, though, but still a little bit sketchy.
My God, he nearly unalived. That was like... Right.
That was a classic dad joke that was not very good, Lee. So, at the moment in Q1, we've got the Williams 1 and 2. With an Alfa Romeo in 3rd, and 4th is Jay-Z. And we've got Matty Jones in 5th on an outlap to prepare for another run, as he's just about to start now, as the black, white and red Haas is making his way through the final corner and onto his second flying lap of the day, and makes his way through turn 1, goes off track limits and invalidates his lap time.
I don't think there's that many people.
No. Looney Man is also going slowly. Arg is finished another lap, but there's quite a big deficit. Is Chuckle now starting a lap in the Scarlet Red Ferrari and going through turn 2 in the Alfa Romeo on a Wednesday night, and then gets to be in the big boy team on a Thursday evening. He brakes at the 50-metre board, gets himself into the corner but not touching the apex, leaving a little bit of room to get on the power that little bit easier, as he now makes his way down this first of 2 DRS straights on this circuit. Brakes at 100 metres, ducks and dives into turn 6 and exits out of turn 7 to get back onto full throttle for another DRS zone. See how he does in his second sector. And he's 2.5 seconds up on his time. He did do a 1:28 before, so I'm not surprised he's well up on his time. He obviously made a big mistake in that second sector in his previous attempt, and now going into turn 12 and 13 under the hotel. Now through the flat out 15 and through 16, stays to the left hand side, right hand side of our picture to cross the line, goes fourth fastest.
Nicely done there, 123.3 there.
And his sibling is up next in the Alfa Romeo on a Thursday evening, and now making his way around turn 15, the penultimate corner, and into 16, being very cautious on the exit of turn 15. Same again for 16, crosses the line, goes sixth fastest.
Not bad time there. Got Royal Rumble is actually on the second DRS straight coming into the bank and into the sector 2 now. He's a bit down on his time. Unfortunately, he's not been able to get that pace up as much. So he's going to have to climb it all back in the third sector as he's coming under the hotel now. Flat out around turn 15. Heavy on the brakes, doesn't manage to get it right into the apex there. Across the line, doesn't improve.
So we got Prof on a lap. The only driver yet to set a lap time in qualifying, and he has been struggling with internet connectivity issues as he makes his way around turn 15, and then quickly 16 comes upon you and crosses the line, goes 10th fastest. Mercedes 10th and 11th as it stands. So we've just got a yellow flag, there we go. So we've got just under 3 minutes to go. So drivers probably will be getting in another lap, especially people in the bottom 6 or 7. They're certainly, well, pretty much all of them now in the bottom half are out on the track. And there isn't much between them, Lee, is there? Especially between 17th and 18th. Only 2 1,000 to the second.
Yeah, that is quite close between them two, but then again, they're going to have to improve quite a bit. Oh no, it's the second difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Oh, sorry. Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, 24 and 25, didn't I? Yeah, I just looked at the last one. So, yeah, that was a rookie error. So, Pern Bowden on a lap, potentially his final lap of the day, if he's unable to get out of that bottom 4. We'll see what his second sector time is. He's not far off the cut-off, and he's 2 1/4 tenths up on his time as it stands. He went quite wide there, Lee, through turn 12. I think he suffered from that through turn 13, potentially 14 as well. He makes his way through 15. Was there a hint of a lift at 15 as he goes through 16? I think he's going to attempt to go one more time as he does go faster, 4 tenths faster, but not enough to get out of that bottom 4. He's going again. I'm not sure if he's got the battery to do so, but he's going to have a mighty first sector to be able to potentially improve on his time, and he's 2.5 tenths down on his best time he's just done. So it's looking like Pern Bowden is going to be out. We've got Phil just slowing. He's got 20 seconds. He's not going to have enough time to get through. So Phil will also be out, my McLaren teammate, on a Monday, and the Pretender is on his lap right now in that Alpha Tauri. The Royal Rumble is in the pit, so is Prof, so is Bugatti. So those three are just hedging their bets, looking likely that Prof and Bugatti will be through, but Royal Rumble as the Pretender comes to the line, goes 13th, knocks not Royal Rumble out in Q1. The two Red Bulls are out.
Oh. Unfortunately, it just doesn't manage to get it done in time. Get a good enough lap and
Lee, there's between 11th and 16th, there's like 0.3 of a second.
mad. Between first and seventh is under 2/10.
Oh wow. Very similar to yesterday, the sort of very top of the field were so close in qualifying. As I said, watch that if you haven't already. It was the Canadian Grand Prix for round 1 on Monday. Not the greatest of races in terms of racing, but I mean, he said on many occasions last night, for strategy purposes, I won't spoil it if you haven't watched it, it was very interesting. Very interesting for a lot of it. So if you have the time, make sure to go and check that out.
So just waiting for Winnieman and Danny to get wheeled into their boxes. Thought we've been sitting here forever there.
Oh, so, sorry, I had myself on mute. Apologies. I was talking. Anyway.
So, we'll have a wee quick rundown there of the orders from Q1. So, Stephen Jones, Tyler Danny, and Ginge all within a 10th of each other. Top 4 there. Trickle in P5, JZ. JZ's in here? Jesus Christ. 6th, Matty Jones is in 7th, Chuck in 8th, Aki was 9th, Lehman 10th, Lee Craig 11th, Danny it was 12th, Tender was 13th, 14th was Bugatti Sloven and Profits in 15th. Just managing to make it through Royal Rumble, just not making it through there. In the end, 16th, 17th was Phil, Perrin Bowden 18th, and Arg is 19th. So, moving on to the second of 3 qualifying sessions.
Yeah, so now 15 drivers. Now we have 15 drivers for 15 minutes. And who is going to get into the pole shootout, the top 10 shootout? And we're most likely not going to have any rain tonight. We are in the Middle East where usually you don't see much rain at all. Mike Racing host as Prof has left the session, so hopefully he'll be able to get himself back in. We're still waiting for a driver to come out of the garage, and we've got a Mercedes that looks like who
there's a going to Stephen Jones.
Oh, and Tyler, sorry, is already out.
Oh, that's going to be a difficult lane for you. It's Tyler and Taylor.
Yeah, it's Tyler and Taylor. I'm already finding it tough.
Yeah,
we're 15 minutes in. We've got a long ways to go.
Did some quite aggressive weaving there on the straight as he's heading up to turn 6. Trying to get as much heat into them Red Bull Pirellis as he can. Then again, you don't want to be taking off too much and ruin them for your lap.
No, they're definitely I feel like they, even obviously we've had the update, but the tyres, I feel like you need to treat them a lot better in this game than previous.
Yeah, I would say so. So I think it's going to be Stephen Jones who's going to be first on a lap as he's just come around the penultimate corner now.
Yeah, in that electric blue Williams with the best advertisement I think I've ever seen with the Duracell battery on the airbox. As he makes his way around turn 3 and through just the slight left-hander of turn 4, and then we get on the anchors for turn 5, and then we've got a bit of thinking time, Lee, a bit of sightseeing before we get to the next braking zone. I think this is the longest straight on the circuit. I think the next one's slightly shorter, and the other one isn't really a straight, it's a progressive left-hander as we go through the chicane at turn 7 and now through that left-hander before we go over to the right-hand side to hit the brakes for turn 9.
Just trying to see what's happening with Tyler here, as he seems to be going quite slow all of a sudden.
Maybe made a mistake and is bailed out of the lap to go again straight away. Yes, we're seeing Stephen make his way around the final corner. And then we've got Matty Jones crossing the line. And then I think we've got Aki up next after that.
Yep, he's just coming around turn 14 now. Using as much of the track as he can. Flat through turn 15 there. Right onto the curbs.
Almost took out the bollard.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as much apex as he can around that final corner. It's a 124.287, which sits him in third place at the moment. But that slow was just went and smashed up with it, and it was 23.4. Just almost 8/10 quicker.
So Tyler just about to set a lap. He had an Aston Martin ahead of him. I think that's Bugatti who went straight on it at turn 1. Could have unsighted him. His loony man sets a lap there and does a 124.4. The Pretender comes across the line, sets a 124.004.
Yeah, I've seen him at the end there coming out of turn 16. He's really trying to get on the power as much as he can. And he's seen that tail end getting a little bit shaky.
And still the bottom 5 have yet to come out of the pit lane. They're waiting just a little bit longer than others. As Ginge is the first one of that 5 to now exit the pit lane. And as Tyler... Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's Tyler and Lee Craig are the ones on a lap right now.
Yeah, Tyler's first, I think, isn't he?
Yep, he's just coming into turn 14 now. Just under the hotel. Let's see if he's going to be able to put in a respectable lap this turn.
Oh no, he comes in.
Comes in. So Lee Craig coming around turn 9 now. Slightly difficult banking. You want to be careful getting back on the power. Into turn 12 and 13. Under the hotel around 14.
But like him getting on the curb there through 13 just unsettled the car into 14 as he now makes his way through turn 16. He stays to the left hand side, goes on to the front row in Q2.
I think that would be him. He doesn't need to do another lap. He's going to be quite safe. I think it's Ginge is the next one who's going to be on a lap.
And just started, so we'll stay with him for the entirety of his lap. And turn 3 there used to be a really, I'm not sure about in this game, I'm not sure even I've done Abu Dhabi that much yet. I think I might have done 1 or 2 5-lap races on this circuit in F1 23, but always been a bit of a sketchy corner.
I think on this now it's a lot better.
Yeah, it
Like,
used to be.
Not gonna lie, I feel like on this game, like the car does stick. Like it's a lot better in the
Yeah, the traction's a lot better.
faster. Like in the faster corners. In the lower ends, you could still feel that the car obviously has not got the downforce in the lower speeds as much.
As Ginge is now negotiating the third sector of this circuit and going through 13 under that bridge where we see the Rolex advertising, and then out for just a short run to turn 15 where we're flat. He takes the curve on the outside, gets himself tucked in for turn 16 and goes fifth fastest. Not seeing the closeness in times just yet, Lee, as we saw at the end of Q1.
Still 7 minutes left, still plenty of time on the clock for them, for more times to be put on board. We've still got Prof and Danny still in their boxes. Well, Prof ain't in the lobby right now, so
I don't think he's returned just yet. It's just watching Chuck with his brother behind him, also on a lap. Don't think he's been close enough to have gained a toe, maybe, but it just depends whether he catches him up a bit too quickly in this final sector, because that could hamper his time. But before that,
Chuck could see him just ahead.
Yeah, just see him ahead as Chuck comes across the line, goes second, and then his brother takes that second place with a 1:23.094.
Nicely done from the pair of them.
Of course, a couple of seasons ago, Lee, season 10, the first full season we did together, these two in Thursday were for sort of at least half the season were really scrapping for that title, but of course Chuckle took the crown in the end.
Yeah, we most certainly did. And
here comes Danny out the pits.
Oh, nicely. So Tyler is on the lap, and now he's just coming around turn 9 now.
Yeah. He's the only one not set a representative time yet. Goes very wide there, through turn 14. Through turn 15, all under control on the exit, and then out of control of the exit of turn 16, but no bother, it puts him on the second row.
And he's only 5/10 off, Greg there in 5th. He's only 5 thousandths of a second quicker, sorry.
Yeah, those times are getting closer. We've got 3 drivers in the 1:23.4s and 2 in the 23.6s, 2 in the 23.0s. It's looking quite close still, actually, at the top, so I did speak too soon. Danny, the only driver... Oh, sorry, there is Prof as well, but Prof isn't in the session, so the only driver yet to set a time in the session is now starting his first lap in Q2. With the time on the board, this is going to be his one and only lap.
Yeah, it could possibly be, unless he's got enough fuel to go again.
He might have he's probably got enough time to do a cool down lap, but this will be his only lap on a fresh set of softs, because he won't be able to get back in again and get another fresh set of boots on. As he makes his way through turn 7 and 8, sticking really close to the wall on the inside there, down the back straight. It's a 53.367, of course his first lap, so he hasn't got a doubter against a time he's done before. As we hear the rumble from the curbs and the growl of that Mercedes V6, and as he got it all under control, not using the full width of the track and only just getting on to the curbs there on the exit of turn 15. So he rounds turn 16, goes 10th, so that isn't going to be enough just yet. I'm sure that time will be beaten and someone else in this bottom 5 will get into the top 10.
Yep, well, I'm seeing activity in the pit exit now.
Yeah, they're all coming out.
Taylor, Danny, Aki, Looneyman.
Yeah, all of them apart from Croft.
I think Ginge and Jay-Z are feeling quite comfortable by the looks of things. I'm not sure if we're going to see any activity from them.
The other thing I will say as well is Aki was in this situation last night in Canada, and he was able just to get in by the skin of his teeth. Is he going to be able to do that once again? I don't think he's going to be the last driver to set a lap. I think that's going to be the Pretender, who's just letting pass. So the Pretender looking like he wants to... Is it Ginge, sorry?
Yep, he's
yeah. Yeah, so he's just got enough time to get a lap. We've got a Ferrari behind him as well, actually. Oh, sorry, it's Lee Craig. So RTG Lee, as he's now called, will be the final man. So Danny, he's got 138 on the board. He does have enough time to go again if he really wants to.
So fuel.
Oh yeah, he's out of fuel. Well spotted.
Danny's out.
Yeah, well, not yet.
If he gets overtook, that is, will be out.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's safe yet. I'm not going to say he's not out yet. The one thing that is about to happen, though, actually, weirdly, I think Danny's going to give his teammate a tow here, which will only hinder Danny. Actually, hasn't even... Oh, he's just gone straight on. But that's... I mean, it's called a teammate, Lee, but I think that was a bit too friendly.
I mean, in the end, he's only going to end up buggering himself over, in that sense, as his teammate's going to knock him out then.
Yeah, well, he's 6/10 up at the moment, and he's on course to knock him out. The tow would have aided to that lap time, of course, so we'll see as he makes his way through turn 13 and 14. 2 corners to go. If he keeps it the way he was going, he's going to be inside the top 10 for the time being and knock his teammate out. Is Danny out in qualifying? He is.
8/10.
As Taylor, Danny now dropped, and it means that Ginger's dropped down, so he certainly did have to go again. Jay-Z as well is looking likely that he's going to have the same issues. The Pretender makes his way around the final corner as Aki's in the pits, so he's not going through. The Pretender stays 13th.
Oh, Danny's still on his way to the pits, so it's all down to Ginge and GZ now.
Yeah, they're both fighting to get themselves in the top 10. It's certainly where Ginge wasn't looking like he was thinking he was going to be, but is he going to be inside the top 10? He is, goes first and takes the fastest lap in Q2.
22.4.
He meant business there. RTG Lee has also gone onto the front row as well. Looney Man is in a bit of danger here. Danny did give him a tow, did help him out, but is Jay-Z going to get himself into the top 10? This is the only driver left that can survive, and does so, goes fastest again, so the McLarens are going to be starting 11th and 12th.
Jesus, a 122.1. These times are really ramping up now.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more track Evolution, that's the word. I kept thinking elevation in my head, and I was like, that's not the right word. Track evolution, I think, in F123 more so than there was in 22.
Yeah, the same like this.
Unless a lot of those drivers at the front decided to put their big boy pants on.
God knows.
But the Mercedes, so we've had two, in real life, we've had two of the biggest teams in Formula One. The two Red Bulls and the two Mercedes are now out in qualifying.
And the McLarens.
Yeah, and the two McLarens.
Madness.
1 second then.
Cool. So, that's the second of the 3 qualifying sessions over and done with. We've got Jay-Z who managed to pull out a belter all up on the final run there and getting the 122.1, which was the fastest time in Q2. Ginge was just behind that with a 122.4, and just a ball hair behind him was Lee Craig with that 122.453. After that was Stephen Jones in 4th, Chuck in 5th, 6th was Matty Jones, Chuck in 7th, Taylor Danny 8th, Tyler in 9th, and Bugatti Sloven in 10th. The fellas that are going to be going out is Looneyman, Danny, The Pretender, Aki, and Prof, and they will be starting in the respective places 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. So we're moving on to the third and final qualifying session where the top 10 will battle out for pole position in a 12-minute session. Any ideas on who you reckon is going to get pole tonight? If you're back yet. Nope, you still disappeared for
I'm
now.
I'm just back.
Alright, cool.
Technically not fully back yet. I'm now fully back.
So it was just sitting there like if you got any ideas for a poll for this final 12-minute session.
So I was just going to say, Jack again is watching the stream, so I'm just going to ask him a question actually. I was going to ask him earlier, I'm just going to ask it publicly, so he can't say no. So I was going to ask you, potentially on a weekend day, do we get together at your place and try and make some videos for the channel and for the league? And do it together, but one day we're free on a weekend in the afternoon. Obviously Jack works nights as well, so it does make it a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure we can make it work if he says yes. But it's a public question now, so it's in the court of public opinion now, I think. As
that's evil.
It is evil, isn't it? It's evil, but it's good. He'll appreciate the evilness behind it. So, as
it's going to be Stephen Jones up first, as he's just rounding turns 13 and 14 under the hotel. Lit up beautifully in the night. Just start these all up now. So we'll see what time the Williams is going to be able to put on the board. We've got GC right on his coattails, and I wonder if GC's going to be able to get any toe. Is he? No, he might just be that wee bit too far behind.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a bit too far behind to be getting a toe, to be honest. I don't think it affects cars behind from that distance in the game. He makes his way through that chicane in the middle sector. Quite a tricky chicane to get right, actually, in.
The gap between Matty and GZ is quite a bit closer, though. I will say that. As Matty was just coming into turn 6, you were able to see GZ just coming out of turn 7 there. But I'll flash back to Stephen Jones as he's just rounding the penultimate corner, flat through that turn 14 there, turn 15, sorry. into the final corner across the line. What time is he going to be able to set at 123.0?
124.0 for Jay-Z, and then Matty slots in between with a 123.7.
Now we know Jay-Z could do a quicker time than that, quite a bit quicker. So I think he's most likely made a mistake on that lap. Tyler has went and validated his lap.
Bugatti crosses the line now, second fastest, with a 123.6.
Nicely done. So let's see who's going to be next on the board. I think it's Taylor Danny who's running in turn 15 and 16 now. See what time he's going to be able to put on the board as he crosses the line at a 123.7, which puts him in third place right now.
Yeah, very good time.
Tyler's into the pits as Chuckle is round in turn 14 now.
Had a lot of poles in Thursday. Thanks, our man Chuckle. Well, what's he going to do? Goes on to provisional pole with a 122.5, just under 5/10 ahead of the next man, which is Stephen Jones, as it stands. And we're now just waiting for the next car, which is the other Ferrari that's making his way through turns 13 and 14. Getting really close to the wall, just staying within track limits. And the final corner here where the bollard has already been removed, stays to the left hand side, goes onto the second row, and would be, if it stays like this, starting directly behind Chuckle, his teammate.
Just seen Chuck there get a wobble at the final corner and just invalidates it on the exit.
Oh no.
That's a downer for the Alfa Romeo driver, so he's going to have to.
And what's
get back to the
Ginge
pits.
going to do here? His teammate goes into third place.
So the only two yet to settle up, Tyler and Chuck. And as they both invalidated their times.
So I will just say, as we're waiting, Jack did say he's happy to help, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. Moments of the week, definitely, because it's worked in the past. It's pretty easy to do, but I'll think if there's anything else you can do. If anyone's watching who has been knocked out in qualifying, is there any uploads that you would like to see us do about RTG on a weekly or a monthly basis? I'm not too sure. Obviously, you could have like overtakes of the month potentially. Something like that I've thought about before. Just some ideas, because obviously I would like you guys to be involved with the making process, which would also make it a lot more fun as well. As I said, after today we'll go through and see what moments of the week we'll put in and get a vote for which 5 you want to see, and then we'll put them in an order. But we'll do some other things that you might get to vote on and stuff, but just wanted things to be a little bit more interactive. We've got Stephen Jones and Bugatti who are already out on the circuit. Like last night there, a couple of drivers opting for a quiet circuit.
Yeah, we do notice that quite often. Taylor getting out as early as he can to make sure he's able to get a lap in. But yeah, let's see, Bugatti, not Matty Jones has just come out the pits also. So there's only going to be 4 of them on the track at the moment. Stephen Jones just going on to his lap in just 2 moments. He's just coming across the line to start his lap.
And actually, Lee, just thinking about it, the fact that the outlap symbol notification goes away with about a corner or so to go before they actually cross the line is actually a much better idea, actually, because it gives us a little bit of pre-warning to know they're just about to start a lap.
Yeah, of course. I mean, let's see. So, I'll stay on board with my Jones, and we'll see when it goes off. He's just came around turn 14 as he's just coming in to get to the left-hand side of turn 15. That's when it starts, just as he's coming into it.
So yeah, it's about 300 or 400 metres before the start-finish line. That would be my guess. Is Stephen Jones making his way around the third sector now. We just had a driver leave the section. I'm not sure who that was though. Just caught it as the notification was going off screen. As he makes his way around the final corner. By the time on the right hand side, it's looking like a better time than it was. Oh, close but not close enough to provisional pole. If he crawls round Lee, he might have a chance to go again, but he would really have to conserve as much fuel as possible. And even though they're efficient cars, they are gas guzzlers.
I mean, yeah, and that fair point, but then again, it's going to be a bit difficult for him to charge the battery. In that sense, if he's not going to be able to get the speed up and get the heat generated to recharge the battery.
Yeah, he makes a good point, to be fair.
Matty Jones jumping into the pits this season validated his lap. Tyler coming around the final corner now. We'll be able to see what time he's going to be able to put on the board. Is he going to be good enough? 22.450. That puts him on the professional pole for the time being. That Williams car is absolutely flying.
So Matty Jones retiring from the session. It makes sense as there's only just over a minute to go in the session. So not enough time for him to go again. Chuck looking like it's going to be a one lap bonanza for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's not set a lap in the first 11 minutes or so, so he's got one go to get it right. And now the track is really starting to get quicker with pretty much everyone, 9 drivers now out on the circuit. Stephen Jones, of course, coming around the final corner. Lee, Stephen Jones is going again.
Oh no, this is a question. Is he going to have enough fuel? I'm going to stick on board with him right now and I'll be able to check.
I don't think so.
You'll see the low fuel indicator hanging away. So I don't think he's going to have enough for the end of the lap.
So Tyler sitting on provisional pole. He's not going to be able to improve. He's going to be coming into the pits now, and it's just going to be a bit of a watch along for him now to see where he ends up. Hopefully he stays exactly where he is for his sake. I'm just trying to work out, apologies for skipping through so many cars, just who's going to be the next driver across the line. It's going to be Chuck, the only driver yet to set a lap in this final qualifying session. The checkered flag has dropped as he makes his way around turn 14, flat through 15. It's all or nothing now through the final corner. What is Chuck going to do? Goes fourth fastest. And then Jay-Z goes into third. And then we have Lee Craig, who has gone up to 6th place. Ginge making his way around the final corner. Goes 6th fastest.
Steve Jones comes into the pits.
And that's it. Oh. That's it. Tyler Jones.
Chuckle was up on his time there, and he just got a bit shaky going into turn 15, got too much onto the curb there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's over. Tyler is on. Tyler's on pole, and Chuckle drives straight into the wall. But yeah, I
Not
think that's
happy.
Tyler. I think that's Tyler's first pole position.
Nicely done from the Williams, man. That was a belter all up there.
So, Matty Jones is going to be starting 10th. We'll hear more about that in just a second with Lee.
Yep, so have a wee quick rundown there. It's putting in a belter of a lap 122.4. Goes on to pole is Tyler in the Williams Chuckle in P2. And just not far behind him in third is Jay-Z and Stephen Jones. In fifth and sixth is Chuck and Ginge. Lee Craig in seventh. Bugatti Sullivan in eighth. Taylor Danny in ninth. And Matty Jones in 10th. So, we're going to be moving on to the main event in just a few short moments. No formation lap is on either. So, we're just going to be getting straight into it tonight.
Yeah, so me and you, Lee, we've got to keep our wits about us this time because we didn't actually see a counter. So, oh. Oh, are you seeing this, Lee?
Aye.
Oh dear. This could be a restart. We'll stick with the stream though, if that's the case.
Okay, Sin, lobby restart due to 2 people being kicked.
Okay. Okay. Right, well, as we wait to get restarted, me and Lee will just take this opportunity to have a little break. So we'll keep the stream up. It'll just be on pause, and we'll be back in a second. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, sorry about that. We just had a couple of minutes respite before we get started again. So, yes, we've got, as we counter now starts, so 25 seconds until we get into the session. Of course, we're going to have a bit of a wait after that for drivers to get their setups back, as they'll obviously have to restart that process again and then sort out their strategy for the race. Of course, the qualifying's already been determined, so not restarting that, just restarts the lobby for the 50% race, which is 29 laps. I said 28 laps, so it's one off, so it's 29 laps for this race. So usually for an Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, we should start off with quite a bit of sunlight, Lee, and by the end it should be dark. Obviously it does speed up twice as fast, doesn't it, for a 50% race, so we still get the full effect of like a full race.
I'm not so sure about that. Like myself,
What, the timing or the time of day we're having, or is it just going to be full night?
Just in general, because I honestly have no idea when it comes to the weather patterns in that sense.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like the sun is splitting the pavement anyway.
Yeah, and after the second DRS straight, when you kind of come back on yourself at turn 9, that's where the sun is setting. So it can actually, even in the game, it can really blind you to seeing the triple right-hander that's up next. Handers, shall I say. So as I said, we're gonna have to be on our toes, aren't we? Because the formation lap is off, so we don't have that respite. Actually, we'll just quickly show for everyone very quickly what tyres everyone's going on. Looks like it's going to be mediums.
Phil and Arg on hards.
They've gone on hards, so mediums for everyone else. Where are those two on hards?
They're at the back, 17th and 19th. Hope Royal Rumble's opting for the hard compound tyres as well on 16th. If there's anyone up at near the front that's going to be popping on the white wall Pirellis, doesn't look like it. Ben Bowden's going to be in a bit of a sandwich filled with a few guys on the hards.
So while we wait, literally on the edge of my seat, because I know it's just going to cut straight to the grid with the starting lights.
Ooh, detention.
It's a long old race. Obviously, it's going to be nicer for drivers tonight who had to deal with the wet race last night. It's going to be refreshing for them, I think. And hopefully we'll have a really good race in store, and hopefully some moments for the video at the end of the week. So we've got the lights now, 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. It's a season starter, and we're away for the Thursday tier, and it looks like the timing graph is all over the place, but Tyler stays in the lead. We go through turn 1. Jay-Z, there's a crash in the background. That's an Aston Martin, and Ginge in the Alfa Romeo, who's fallen all the way to 18th and potentially 19th as they scrap through the third corner. And as we make our way further up the field, we've got a Haas of Matty Jones going up the inside of the Alpine of Taylor Danny, but he's been able to hold on at the moment. Of course, no DRS for 2 laps, so it's all slipstream and battery and good old-fashioned horsepower as we make our way towards turn 7. Looney Man later on the brakes, and the Bugatti moves up into 5th place. Mediums to hards, or hard to mediums, one-stop strategy it looks like on the possible strategies for this race. Royal Rumble getting overtaken then by the Mercedes, all happening now down the back straight towards turn 9.
Yeah, I've just been on board there with Shuck and Ginge, and after losing quite a few places between the both of them, it looks like they're going well, they were going quite aggressive there going into turn 4 and not turn 5 and 6 there, sorry. Trying to make up as many places as they can. Yeah, we're seeing this quite a train here.
Yeah, really, there really is a big train happening in the midfield. Obviously, it's to be expected, seeing as we've just started. So the field is as tight as it's going to be in normal racing conditions. And as we make our way,
it looks like he's going to be going for a move in turn 5 on the outside. He's going to try and get that Mercedes powered in car around the outside of that Alpine. They're still side by side. And he's just managed to make a move. Nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, but then again, Taylor Danny's coming back at him with top end speed.
And Royal Rumble going down the inside of Prof as well. And then the other Red Bull fighting with the sister team, the AlphaTauri. Is we move right to the front in the top two are scrapping side by side for the lead. They've made contact again. Tyler has had to abort and go off the circuit. Chuckle moves up into the lead. And now Tyler is under pressure from the AlphaTauri, but he's got his teammate, the rear gunner, Stephen Jones, in 4th place. And hopefully he's going to be able to assist his teammates in moving up the field together. But there has been a change of hands for the lead. As Chuckle takes the fastest lap and Prof spins at turn 14.
Oh. Ginge back down, back to the back of the grid. No, is he?
Stephen.
Oh, he's been pits.
Who's coming into the pit? Yes. Sorry, Prof.
No, Ginger's been into the pits.
Oh, Ginger's been into the pits. So we've got DRS enabled now. That doesn't matter. Stephen Jones will just have him on the exit, but they both have the DRS, so this is a drag towards turn 6. But Stephen now into 3rd place. It's Williams running 2nd and 3rd. But the McLarens, Lee, started 10th, 11th and 12th, and now in 5th and 6th.
Yeah, they're up six places. And it looks like Matty Jones managed to get the run on Danny there, coming out of turn 7 with the aided DRS. Oh, Danny getting halfway close to the back of Matty Jones there in the Haas, going around turn 9 under braking. Looks like Chuck and the Pretender battling out also. And the Pretender again outside the line. It seems to be a little bit grippier there. And getting that 13th place, nicely done from him. Seen Phil up 7 places. He's the top gainer at the moment.
It's either Danny or Aki. Oh, no, sorry, it's not. It's Looney Man. Apologies, Looney Man. And Ginger's lost 13 places. Has been gaining back time, though, on Prof in 18th place. Still got all drivers running on this 4th lap.
Let's see, he's in the harder front tyres. He's managed to get them switched on quite quickly, and Prof could be getting held up a little bit by Lee. It looks like Lee could be going for a move on Ark here, going into turn 7. He's got the DRS, and he makes that move easy as
pie.
Yeah.
Look at that, Lee. After about 3 years, we're starting to finish each other's sentences. Royal Rumble. So 10th, now 10th and 11th for the 2 Red Bulls.
Those Pretender getting halfway close to the back of Taylor Danny there, going round turn 4. He's getting a bit scary on the exit there, coming out of the hotel section there. Pretender and AlphaTauri was staying on board with the Pretender right now, as he seems desperate to try and get round that Alpine. Looks like he's going for around the outside of turn 2, they're side by side, going around turn 3 right now. And unfortunately, just doesn't manage to get the grip for the inside, but he's switching to the inside here for turn 5.
And the three of them are going to be jostling for this 12th place as the two of them go past the Alpine of Taylor Danny. The Pretender now into 12th as they get on the brakes for turn 6. The two Williams switching places at the front. We're still sticking with this battle for 12th place, as well as the two Red Bulls just ahead, actually, fighting for 10th place as Phil tries to get past and Chuck gets past. The Pretender moves up into 12th. The two Red Bulls switching places as well, all happening on lap 5.
But then again, Phil has drained his battery. You see it, that light flashing. Oh,
Williams again. I thought I didn't go to it because I thought it might have been orchestrated, but maybe not. Maybe these two are actually fighting for position. It's giving the Ferrari breathing space, coping space, and it's also brung the AlphaTauri into the mix as well as they're fighting for that second place on the podium. Of course, it's early on in this race, so a lot of things will happen between now and when drivers are stood on the podium.
I think I'll exit turn 1, penalty there.
And Stephen Jones in flashing indecently there in the Williams.
Seen the two Red Bulls are almost coming together at turn 5 there as Royal Rumble just dove up the inside of his teammate Phil.
It's Chuck having to defend as the two Alpines switch places, or are they? As they're now fighting for their positions. What have people been drinking this evening? Or eating? Their teammates are not really being very friendly with each other as it stands, but it's great to see no orchestrated team order moves between the two of them. Of course, no actual team managers, but they will potentially be having this conversation in a chat as they go through and towards hitting the brakes at turn 12. Pern Bowden does go really deep, then goes off the circuit, and then Taylor Danny goes off the circuit but goes around the outside. Should he give that place back, Lee?
No. I mean, Pern Bowden was off the track at the time. Oh, see, Pretender just itching to make a move. He's really desperate to try and get up the field as quick as possible and try and make much use out of them yellow walled Pirellis as he can.
Another one, Lee, who are not giving up are those two Williams again as they go side by side into the turn 6, and that was moving under braking from Stephen Jones. Maybe it wasn't, but it was definitely too late to move in front of his teammate and rival in this race. And it looks like Tyler done that again. Tyler is going to take back that second place on the second DRS straight. Of course, there's two activation zones here in Abu Dhabi for the two different straights. Some circuits aren't like that, but he's able to get back past as the McLaren and the Aston Martin, two iconic British teams, making their way through the triple right-hander before hitting the brakes as Bugatti lifted off sensibly there because you can't really go too wide through turn 12. Not unless
they're getting a little bit scary at the end. Flipping that tail end out, coming out of turn 12 there.
So Chuckle is almost 4 seconds in the lead. We do have a yellow flag. Is that a Mercedes? Is that Aki?
Yeah, he was round at the turn 16. So now he's dropped a couple of places. He's down in 13th now. Well, you can see Bugatti Slovan making a move on Danny here.
To Williams again. Sorry, Lee. Yeah, so we've got two battles really getting a bit too hot for comfort.
Oh, and this battle first has turned into a battle for second here as we've got
Yeah.
Winnieman and Matty Jones battling it out for the 9th place as well.
Yeah, as he tries to go around the outside. No, he's not got the momentum to really get alongside. Did try to on the brakes as we got Prof, the other Mercedes now. Looks like he spun out at turn 7. Oh, no, sorry, it isn't. It was Taylor Danny.
This 5-way battle for 2nd place is really starting to heat up now, I would say.
Oh yeah, this is a big train of cars now, and of course we're getting to, well, it'll be on this lap that we're at a 3rd race distance already, so we're away in, but we've certainly. Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, you just went quiet there for a second.
Yeah, a long way to go in this race. Jay-Z making a mistake there on the exit of turn 5. That might cost him to the likes of Looney Man and Matty Jones, and a lot of them all low on battery.
Just seen Matty Jones there, he kind of messed up his shifting from 5th into 6th there, so he just took that a little bit longer. And just done it again, going from 4th into 5th there.
Always the 2 Mercedes once again going side by side, this time at turn 9. This is still, oh sorry, 2 Williams going side by side. And staying that way is Stephen going off the track, and has he gained the place? Did he gain the place there around the outside?
Nicely done.
Don't see that very often, you really don't. He did go off the circuit, but he was kind of forced to by his teammates. He said 2 really don't usually go into 1, but in that circumstance they're able to both come out unscathed. We now head around turn 3 and on towards turn 4. That Haas looking racy at the moment, right behind that Papaya McLaren. And Matty has actually got a bit of battery at his disposal compared to other competitors ahead of him. Looking like he's got about 25%, something like that. Is Jay-Z snapping at the heels of Tyler and Stephen Jones, as those 2 have been fighting for that 2nd place. It's allowed 3 other cars to get into the mix.
And I've noticed the gap between Bugatti Sullivan and Matty Jones is just coming down ever so slowly. I think it's nearly 2nd now over the past couple of laps. So yeah, he's going to be snapping at the heels as well and battling for that 2nd place also, as long as he's not slipping and sliding all over the place like he just did there going around turn 12.
As one of the Williams has gone into the pits, but he's broke too deep there and almost hit the wall, and in all the panic, Lee, as well, as Phil gets the first time, oh no, not the first time penalty of the day, Taylor's got one as well, but he's got a 3-second time penalty. But Tyler had put the pit limiter on really early, so this is really going to cost him, Lee. He's gone way too deep into the pit lane entry, put the pit limiter on way too early, and where's this going to put him out now? It's going to put him out just behind Prof, and as we go on board with Prof, he spins at turn 3. That could be a VSC, but I think he's got going straight away. He has got going straight away. Of course, ghosting's on in this league when you spin out at low speed, so it doesn't cause anyone else to take evasive action. But the Mercedes duo, both already seeming like they want to forget about this evening's race.
Yep, definitely not been the best race for them.
And Matty Jones has now got into 3rd place whilst we were watching that pit stop.
He's managed to get past the Alpha Tauri.
Yeah.
And past
oh, he's gone wide there. very wide indeed, but he's gained a huge amount of time on Stephen Jones. Of course, he's on the hard tyres, Lee. So,
in.
Oh, there we go. So there's another one. There's one responding to Tyler, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come out ahead. If he had a clean pit entry.
Well, he's just coming around turn 16 now. He's just got Lee Craig just ahead of him. He's going to be battling with him into turn 1. He's got that outside the line, and he manages to get it in nice and tight. The Winnieman comes out behind.
Okay, so the undercut looking pretty good at the moment, even with the mishap, I think, as Pam Bowden enters the pit lane. We've got 3 drivers fighting for 15th place, the 2 Mercs and an Aston Martin, as they go through turns 2 and 3. And we'll see where drivers are changing positions. Looks like it's already going to happen at turn 5 with Aki going around the outside. And now going to be fighting with his teammate, which we've seen so often today. Not usual actually in league racing where you see teammates so close together. But it's been happening today as Aki looks to the inside, tucked back into the racing line before turning left-handed to turn 6, and now Stephen Jones has entered the pit lane.
So let's see how he's going to fare in terms of Tyler as he's coming around the penultimate corner now.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to easily make this position up.
And Lee Craig is also into the pit. Stephen Jones coming under the Grand Prix circuit, of course, unique to this circuit and this circuit alone in terms of the pit exit. We hadn't said it in qualifying at all, but of course it goes underneath the circuit and pops out on the left-hand side, where the pit lane is actually on the right-hand side of the circuit. So just a small tunnel, so a tricky pit exit, but Tyler looking like he's made the right call here, and now he's going for another move, and that's on the Pretender. Looking like that was easy pickings for the Williams. And looks like he's going to be within DRS range of the Red Bull as well.
Yeah, well,
and just absolutely flying. I think he's going to go for another one here, Lee. Sorry to cut you off. And he's going to have to go the long way round if he's going to do it. He's got the fresh tyres, though. And as we go around the corner, he's having to settle for that 9th place for the time being, as Phil was able to hold on around turn 9. And usually it's single file around here until we get to around turn 4. But maybe not. And maybe he'll be going for it in turn 1. We don't have DRS in turn 1, but he's so much quicker and trying to break the mould and make a move into turn 1.
Stephen Jones battling out also. The other Williams managing to move up into 9th place also. Dan is just coming out of the pits now. Oh, looks like the Alpha Tauri, the Pretender's getting a little bit shaky there, and the Winnieman on newer hard compound tyres just outbraked himself a little bit. He's going into turn 5, but now he's going to be side by side with the Alpha Tauri, but the Alpha Tauri's got that DRS also, so not going to help any way, shape or form right now.
Decides. Yeah. As we are actually riding on board with Looney Man. Again, they both have the DRS, but Looney Man getting a good slipstream, tucking right behind the rear wing of that Alpha Tauri on the hard tyres. Looks like this should be a move he's able to do, and as we exit turn 9, he's into 10th place.
Nicely done there from the McLaren drivers, as we see the Alpha Tauri driver of GZ getting a 3-second time penalty. We've got Sullivan and GZ both coming into the pits now as we get halfway through this Grand Prix now. Oh, just over halfway mark. See Royal Rumble moving up to 3rd place on the hard compound tyres. Now, I would say one driver who's quite impressed me up to now is Matty Jones. see.
Yeah, second place on the hard tyres. Chuckle, though, Lee, stayed out on these soft, medium tyres for so long now. Is he going to go for a soft? Or is he just wanting the extra grip towards the end?
I mean, it could be a possibility. I'll go and have a look at the gaps now. I mean, he has got a bit of time, but he's going to have to pit really soon as Tyler is gaining on him ever so quickly. The gap's at 21.8 seconds, and it's just getting less and less by the second. Here we go, Chuckle is into the pits now. So, is he going to be able to come out ahead of the Williams duo, who are just coming into turn 12, 13 and 14 now under the hotel. So Chuckle coming out with his box now on the way for the pit exit.
Matty Jones also in. Yeah, probably the right time actually. So here you go. Here's this trio that are potentially fighting for the lead, as well as Chuckle now comes under the Grand Prix circuit and now rises back up to join the circuit. This is going to be very closely as they go through turn one. There's Chuckle, and the overcut seems to have worked for the time being, but they're within DRS, and Chuckle will have cold tyres, the hard tyres as well, so they're going to take longer to heat up.
Oh, if you tell it, Danny, as Sid thought quits at that. I think his tyres are already nearly up to temperature.
Tyler goes down the inside of Chuck there, and he's now on the hunt. But of course, that Ferrari, brand new set of hards until the end of the race. There's Matty Jones. He's going to be a lightning fast in this final stage as Stephen Jones gets past, or does he? Yes, he does, into turn 11 before hitting the brakes for turn 12.
Seen that we could just managed to get past the Red Bull Phil there, and coming around turn 7 there, I've seen Phil just taking way too much apex and getting on that little sausage curve on the inside of turn 7. Ooh. Chuck with 3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble is into the pits. Chuck also.
Yeah, so in a way,
front line change for Chuck.
I would say he must have clouted the wall. So as we go onto the back straight, or should I say the first of the two DRS straights, the top three, Lee, very, very close together, and Tyler got a new lease of life, I think.
But then again, we've got Matty Jones just 2.5 seconds behind in 4th place right now.
Yeah.
It got up to the leader, it was 4.5 seconds from Matty Jones. So, how long is it going to be for him to get within striking distance of Stephen Jones? I reckon it could be just the next couple of laps if he keeps up this pace.
Jay-Z getting very close to the back of that McLaren as well. But yeah, Matty Jones certainly going to be a threat towards the end of this race.
Phil and Aki side by side around turn 9, and Phil just managing to get it on the exit there, managing to hold that 11th place right now.
And Matty, that gap is closing so much to the leaders. Obviously, Chuckle's got himself a bit of breathing space. Where did Matty start? Yeah, he's up 6th place. He started 10th.
Yeah, so he was sitting in P2 before he hit. He only really lost 2 places, and he's on the medium compound tyres to the end, which could most likely easily make it to the end, although they'll be falling off near the end, so he's going to have to try and get that gap as quick as possible. So anyone losing that place to Alpelria GZ. But
yeah, they were going side by side there through turn 6 and 7.
yeah, Matty Jones is not managing to do as well going down the straights.
But
in the corners, with that superior grip with them yellow-walled Pirellis.
And the other thing, Lee, as I can't get my words out, the other thing is these two Williams again are fighting tooth and nail for position, and Stephen Jones now regains second place. And now it's just brought Matty Jones right into it, and these two they're not going to be fighting for second, they're going to be fighting for third in a minute.
Yeah, most likely, but if they keep this up, as you can see, Matty Jones is basically pushing these two Williams on.
Yeah.
As he's just got that superior grip, it's just...
He's going to have to go for one. He does. He goes from the right to the left, goes up the inside of Tyler Jones. That was a great move, and now he's going to have the DRS on the other Williams. Is he going to get this all done and dusted by turn 6?
Should be, but the full...
Oh, the Williams is coming back at him again, but he's got his teammate ahead of him. It means that Matty Jones is going to be able to brake later, and he holds on to that position, but he was on the outside. It's going to compromise him through turn 7 as we go through the curve of turn 8 and on towards turn 9. All of the drivers in this 3-car trainer are harvesting energy.
There's a battle here for 10th here between Chuck Ginge and Phil.
Oh, it's Matty Jones. Sorry, Lee. Matty Jones now does get up into second place.
I will say that was actually quite beautiful there. Both Alfa Romeos going at each side of the Red Bull there, and both of them gaining up, with Phil losing 2 places in that manoeuvre there.
Yeah. So as we cross the start finish, Phil and Ginge are switching places. Still switching places. They're going side by side through turn 12. It's going to get Lee. It's going to get Lee involved in the action as well as he goes around the outside of Ginge, goes off the circuit while doing it. And I feel like he wants to give the place back, Lee, but he's not making it easy for Ginge to give the place back. Or maybe not, actually. Maybe it was just a slight error through that corner.
And no idea, I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't paying that great deal of attention. It was just up at the front as we've seen. Battle was still ensuing, and Matty Jones up into second place. And he's going to be chasing down, I thought. Just keep an eye on the gap and see what's going to happen.
And the gap is starting to close. He's starting to gain on Chuckle. If you just wait and... I think I've got a bit of a problem with my headphones, which is annoying. So, yeah, we've got Matty Jones still 3 seconds behind Chuckle, but he's just there. He can see him.
I think Jones just came into a bit of a problem recently as he's battling for 15th now after he was just up in 11th.
Oh, that's Aki round.
Oh.
We've not had a virtual safety car, a safety car, nothing just yet. So the race now, Lee, actually on lap 21, I think it's the first time the race sort of at the front is stabilised as Ginge.
Yep, Ginger's right on the coattails of that Alpha Tauri. So Alpha Tauri gets a little bit shaky coming out of turn 7 there, getting back on the traction. Is Ginge going to be able to get a move done? They're both flashing like earlier. Ginge goes down the inside of the artillery of the Pretender, and he gets the move done on the exit. Nicely done there from Ginge, moving up into 13th place. Managed to be able to claw back what he unfortunately happened between them. We've seen this gap between Matty Jones and Chuckle. It's came down by a second in the past lap, so he is really hammering it on, trying to catch up as much as he can.
1 second, mate.
Roger that, copy. We see the Pretender right on the tail end of Ginge here. They are battling it over 13th place. He's going to go down the inside of Ginge. But Ginge gets on that brakes that little bit of air there, so he's going to have the DRS.
Right, we're back.
Cool. Coming on the run to turn 6. A little game of DRS chicken between them. See, Aki and Pernbloden are both in the pits now. They two are both slotting on the red wall. Pirelli's a soft compound. Will be going for the fastest lap in this Grand Prix. Oh no, Matty Jones. Are the tyres starting to fall off a little?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Could this be where the hards start to come into play a bit better? No. You see, he's lost about half a second, so was that due to driver error, or is this the tyres starting to fall off a little? Well, we see Royal Rumble, he could be up for moving up a place into 8th. See, he's right on the tail end of that McLaren. Got the DRS. And Danny doesn't even seem to be using his ERS. But then again, he's able to fend off Royal Rumble.
Lee, have you got a bit of an audio glitch going on?
What do you mean?
Like, just crackling a little bit. I'm not sure if it's just me or
Yeah,
not.
sometimes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my headphones.
There's certain people it's happening with. We've seen Danny managing to get around the inside of Royal Rumble, moving up into 8th place. No, sorry, Royal Rumble's still looking for that, to gain that place, sorry. Danny managing to fend him off quite nicely there. I do apologise for that.
Yeah, Lee, this
wait
whole...
a minute. Wait a minute, Chuckle's got a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't notice that.
Neither did I. So, Mike Jones could be up for a race win. All he needs to do is stick within that 3-second gap.
He's got DRS as well. He's got DRS here right from the back marker.
Yep. Nicely done there from the Haas driver, using that to his full advantage. Danny and Royal Rumble swapping places.
The problem is Chuckle's got a lot of battery to use. He's got a huge amount of battery compared to Matty Jones, which is, he's on minimal battery. He's just eking it every time. He's just using it very slightly.
Oh, large 3-second time penalty. It's not going to bother him too much. So I'm being right at the back by 11 seconds now. But yeah, like you said, he's got a lot of batteries. Just using it sparingly just to get that car back up to speed coming out of the corners. It's helping him quite a lot in that sort of sense.
The gap is coming down though a little bit. Obviously we've still got a couple of laps to go. But Chuckle can't really afford to make many more mistakes. Obviously he's just got a penalty. He's got another 2 warnings before he gets another one. But of course Matty Jones as well. A lot of pressure at the moment because he's in a winning position right now. He just can't afford to get a penalty or drop out of that 3-second time window.
Yeah, we could see a battle here for 8th, again between Danny and Royal Rumble. DRS wide open for Royal Rumble in the Red Bull. Makes a piece of cake, gets past that McLaren. Nicely done. I'll see, is the McLaren going to be coming back, going into turn 9?
I'd be very surprised if he didn't. He's got some battery to use.
Oh, and he's using it up. Goes around the outside. Let's see this move unfold. And he's got the
as they make contact! Royal Rumble's round.
Oh, no. What damage has he got? Has he got any front? He's got front wing damage, I think. Oh, no, he's not.
I don't think
he's not got any damage. That was lucky from him.
That was lucky.
To get away with that.
I thought I was going to be a late safety car then.
Yep, and he's also only lost 1 quest, so that's a bit lucky on his part there. 2 seconds.
So as we still keep an eye on the battle for the lead, of course, Chuckle having that 3-second time penalty, and as it stands, Matty Jones is 3 seconds behind, just over that. So right now, Chuckle's winning the Grand Prix, and we're on lap 26. We've got 3.5 laps to go.
Oh, and we've got a battle ensuing here for 15th place between 2 Mercedes and the Alpine of Boden.
Yeah. And it's been such a great race, I have to say. It's been non-stop action from all ends of the field at all times in this race. We've only had 1 driver out. We haven't had a safety car or a VSC, but to be honestly, we haven't needed it.
No, we've got to agree there that drivers have all managed to keep quite a consistent pace with each other, and yeah, it's managed to be quite an entertaining race. We've seen Martin's managing to get back in that 3-second time window, and Chuckle has used up his battery. Now they're on the exact same amount of battery. This could be quite close in the end. Oh, the Mercedes swapping places there, going into turn 6. I think you could see Boden just waiting for the opportunity for them to sort of trip over each other.
And they're gonna be switching places again as Aki now goes around the outside of his teammates. He's going to try and hold on there. I think they're both on the soft tyres as well, so it's all about the fight for 15th as Ginger's entered the pit lane. By the looks of things, he's got that pit stop in hand, so he's just going for that extra point.
Yeah, he had 27 seconds spare. As you see, Aki's just coming around the final corner now. Well, Ginger's just coming underneath turn 1. And there he is, out of the pits, with plenty of time to spare.
They're not too far behind. I felt like... I think he is. I think Ginger's slowing up to have a bit of a fight with Aki and Prof. Of course, 2 of the league owners. Actually lets them both go through. How strange. How strange. That gap at the front though, Liz. We're on the penultimate lap now. 2.5 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Chuck looks to be going for a move on Danny. Any moment now, possibly going into turn 5 here. But yeah, 2.2 seconds now, the gap between Chuckle and Matty Jones here. And it looks like he's going to have that first place, but we see Chuck managing to get that 8th place, but he's going to have to build a bit more of a gap as he has got a penalty in hand. That's a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to hinder him a little, as he's going to need to get that within the next lap. He's only got 1 lap to do it. Is he going to be able to do it? We'll be able to find out. In a few moments, we've got that gap for Matty Jones down to
Yeah, it's
less than 2 seconds down.
Yeah, it's less than 2 seconds. So I would have thought in the last couple of laps that hard tyre would be much, much better. But the medium seems to have held on quite well this evening. As we go on to the last lap, I'm questioning. Apologies to Matty in advance if I'm completely wrong about this. Have we ever seen Matty win a race? I'm not saying that he hasn't in the whole time of RTG, but have we ever seen him win a race?
I am not sure, and I'm not prepared to comment on that.
No.
Just in case I am wrong.
If he has, he hasn't won all that many. So, but he's had an absolute amazing drive up till now, and if he wins or comes seconds, he's got to give himself a big pat on the back because he's from 10th place. And as we're on the last lap, Lee, even though it's not a battle wheel to wheel, we've got to keep an eye on this battle for the win. Just to recap, Chuckle has a 3-second time penalty. Matty Jones is 2 seconds behind. As we
see, managing to make a move anytime soon, Prof.
We have a lot of time to go back there, Lee. So, just 1 second, we will go back there. Chuckle is about to round the final corner. He's going to take first on the road, but he isn't going to win. It's going to be Matty Jones who started 10th and wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And we usually have a discussion, Lee, but I didn't think we needed to. I think Matty Jones also has to take that driver of the day. Stephen Jones crosses the line in 3rd, and it's 4th for Williams. A fantastic performance from Williams this afternoon.
Oh, yeah,
Jay-Z and Looney Man Bugatti moves up into 6th. That's a really good performance from him. As we go further back, these three. Oh, Danny moving up into 8th. That means Chuck finishes 9th. Royal Rumble and Phil, the 2 Red Bulls, are going to be next up, and I think this is Ginger's 14th place now. As Lee moves up. Yeah, gets himself into the top 10. 11th for Royal Rumble. Phil in 12th. A bit of a wait for this trio behind, where Ginge toyed with them.
Just waiting for him to just come across the line now.
Takes the fastest lap as well, so gets that extra point as Aki crosses the line. And Perm Bowden, the last driver. And there you go.
So we'll be able to have a wee quick rundown in just a few short moments, but I've got to say that was quite an entertaining race.
It was a very good race.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, overtaken on virtually every lap.
Yeah, pretty much.
You see Matty Jones there, certainly deserving that top spot there. Matty Jones getting that first place, well deserved, I would say. Also, Chuckle in P2, Stephen Jones P3, Tyler in P4. That was the 2 Williams. They done quite well today. Looney Man and the McLaren in 5th, coming all the way up from 11th there. Nicely done from him. Bugatti coming up 2 places from 8th. Jay-Z dropping 4 places from 3rd. Danny finishing in 8th. Chuck in 9th. 10th was Lee Craig. Royal Rumble was in 11th. Phil in 12th. 13th was the Pretender Ginge, and 14th, unfortunately not having the best of race for him, but he managed to go back and get that fastest lap at the end of the 125 flat. Prof in 15th, Aki in 16th, 17th was Perm Bowden, Arg in 18th, and Taylor Danny was the only person who did not finish this race.
So yeah, that was exciting. I just had a little look at next week's race, and subsequently I looked at a couple of others as well. The next 3 races, so 4 including this one, I think if we have racing like this tonight, we're in for a treat for the next month. We've got Kota next week.
Ooh, spicy.
Shanghai after that.
Ooh, nice.
And then Monza.
Ooh.
And fifth race is Zandvoort, and unfortunately, spoiler alert, you're going to have to... I'm not here for that one. I'm festivaling. Cool. So, unless you want me to be behind in a field, I probably had too much to drink. Anyway, so yeah, Kota next week, and then the next time we will see you on the channel will be next Monday. And I'm just trying to remember where we're at next Monday. Bahrain. So that'll be a good race for Short Marcus to helm. And then you'll be back with me and Lee next Wednesday as per usual. So thank you for tuning in for a great week of first round of racing in RTG's 12th season. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as we're over the 300 mark now. Sky's the limit. No more targets, I don't think. We'll just see what we can get from now on. But please smash that like button and subscribe button. So anyway, till next Monday with Short Marcus, it's goodbye from me and from Lee.